Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. Today, I'm very excited to take you on a deep exploration of subspace. This is a wonderful meditation. You'll find yourself coming back to it very often. The beginning is an incredibly relaxing, basic way to start any meditation. And we're going to take you very deep into a deeply relaxed state, unlike any of my other meditations. This deep meditative state is deep theta, to where you can still remain conscious, but in a state where you have access to the information of everything, of all time, of all space. You can explore any time in history. You can explore possible futures. You can remote view. This particular technique is used by most remote viewers as a way to start their remote viewing session. You must get yourself into a very deep level of consciousness. For those who are not interested in remote viewing, that want to visualize, it's also that powerful. At the end of this meditation, if you do not want to stay in deep meditation, you can actually get out a piece of paper and prepare yourself, as I'll explain here in a second, with a very short training on what we're doing. And you can write out any ideas that come or pictures, or you can just remain in meditation, experiencing this area that you wish to explore. The goal for this is to give you a format with a basic understanding. And this is a basic level of remote viewing that I'm going to teach. There is some terrific instructors out there. Anything by the Farsight Institute, I highly recommend. They're the best at teaching remote viewing. But I have a particular theory. A lot of the remote viewing that we've seen in the past is very difficult. Some people are trained on it for years. It has been used in the intelligence community and in other communities. I've read all of the research, including the Stanford Institute with Russell Targ, where he explored remote viewing. What's happening is we're moving into fourth density faster and faster, almost a daily exponential basis. What was difficult in the past will now be easy. It is my own personal experience that everybody will be able to start remote viewing much easier than before. So if we use this format in the original manner, when we start to explore subspace, we can explore the creation of the Great Pyramids. We can explore the earliest parts of our solar system, or we can explore something in our own lives. If we were doing scientific remote viewing, the most accurate remote viewing in general is when you don't know about the target. What is used in most remote viewing courses is they will give you a random 8-digit number, and off of that you'll try to find a cue to describe what you're seeing. There's a general format of how to record your remote viewing information, and I want to go over some of that. So I'm just going to speak for a few minutes so you have a basic idea, and then I'll mark it and we'll have a great meditation that you can do alone without any viewing. Just it by itself is so powerful. We will use a very powerful pranayama breathing technique. The question is, have you ever remote viewed? I believe we have all remote viewed. Have you done something as simple as try to look in the other room while you sit there and try to describe what you see? This is not an out-of-body experience. We are not teaching you how to astral travel. Sitting where you're at now, you have access to everything. It is within your consciousness. So the fundamental thing to understand is that humans are composite beings. This means that we have two fundamental aspects, a soul and a body. In the current jargon of remote viewing, the soul is called the subspace aspect of a person. The physical realm of solid matter is both separate from and connected to subspace. Once our physical bodies expire, we are no longer composite beings and we continue our existence as subspace entities. While we are composite beings, physical stimuli dominate our awareness. This means our five senses, taste, touch, sight, hearing, and smell, overshadow the more intuitive awareness originating from the subspace side. In practical terms, this means that most people are not aware that they even have a subspace aspect. So in short, the soul voices are deafened by the din of our five physical senses. They so dominate everything that we see, do, and feel. In order to break through this noise, specialized techniques are required. In general, these techniques focus on shifting a person's awareness away from the five physical senses. It is not necessary to force a shift in one's awareness toward the subspace aspect. This happens automatically once a person's awareness is no longer riveted on the physical side of life. And so for this reason, any form of meditation is a really good way to start. Just transcendental meditation, or listening to one of Metaverse's songs, or just doing the Om. There's advanced CD programs, and I have my own preferences that I like to do for meditation, but everybody's different, and the meditation aspect we will include in here is a way to relax your consciousness. Remote viewing is a natural process of a deeply settled mind. Understand, part of this road that we're going down is an understanding of our own subconscious. And so there are times that what you're thinking flowers what you think you're seeing. In remote viewing, they often find if you know the subject that you're going to look at, that you don't do very well at it. They don't trust the information of it. I'm arguing as we awaken the social memory complex, we will be able to start trusting this information more and more. But we're going through a process of understanding this aspect of our consciousness. And so we're just putting on the training wheels, because when we have the full power of automatic remote viewing, as we become more and more connected to the Akashic record, then you will be able to roam across the fabric of the universe. And it will be with surprising accuracy. The subspace mind, the intelligence of the soul, perceives and processes information differently from the physical mind. All evidence suggests that the subspace mind is omnipresent across space and time. It is everywhere at once. Using capabilities of the subspace mind, remote viewing involves no more than shifting one's awareness from one place and time to another. You do not go anywhere when you remote view. You do not leave your physical body. You do not induce an altered state of consciousness. You merely follow a set of procedures that allows you to shift your awareness from one area of your intelligence to another. As physical beings, we must translate the information perceived by our subspace aspects into physical words and pictures and symbols so that this information can be conveyed to others within the physical realm. If we want to, if we're keeping it for ourselves, we don't necessarily, but it will help you in documenting what you're seeing as you come back to it. It would be impossible in the absence of the soul. It's physically impossible for an individual's conscious mind to perceive things without direct physical contact of some sort. So you who are learning about your soul as you do this, so you have to learn to communicate with this subspace aspect, and it's not as easy as you might think. On one level, communication using the soul is as natural as breathing, while the theoretical principles underlying how this is done are quite simple. Knowing with some degree of certainty that the communication is accurate is more difficult. Subspace information has a mental flavor that is distinctly different from that obtained from the five physical senses. it is much more subtle and delicate. For this reason, sensory input from the 5 physical senses needs to be kept to a minimum, both immediately prior to and during a remote viewing session. That's why one begins with meditation or other procedures to calm the mind, and then to shift one's awareness away from the physical senses. The 5 physical senses are not the only hurdles confronting the remote viewer. The thinking, judgmental, and evaluative processes of the conscious mind can also inhibit success. The conscious mind can contaminate accurately perceived information. The amount of information the conscious mind has regarding the target during the remote viewing session has to be minimized. Information coming from the subspace mind is typically called intuition. This is a feeling about something which one otherwise would have no direct knowledge of on the physical level of existence. For example, many mothers say they know when one of their children is in trouble. They feel it in their bones, so to speak, even when they have not yet been told anything specific. So what will happen is we will go through this 10 to 15 minutes of a certain kind of meditation to relax your conscious mind and put you in a state where you can access this information. And then I will give an affirmation that will sort of program your mind. And so you can choose beforehand what you want to look at or what you want to imagine. So if you imagine the future, you're looking at potentials in the future. And so if you want to look at a version of you that is a great race car driver, then you would look at all the potentials for you in the future to outline the details of what that might mean. There may be some visualization aspects to it, but what you find as you remote view this is you'll get a lot more information, and it's very powerful when you explore potentials in the future. Or you can say you want to go and look at the moon landing. Or you can have a friend give you an 8-digit number, and they can give the name of the event, the place, the time, as much information, and just give you the 8-digit number. Now, according to remote viewers, once that happens, it's automatically logged into the Akashic, and you will subconsciously know from that 8-digit number if the other person does it. Now, there's different ways that they do it. Some people will just remote view something they know automatically. Some people will use that numbering technique, and it's your own process of determining this. You can use this meditation with friends, and somebody can choose to have some information, and then 3 of you or 4 of you can all remote view that information as a form of experimentation. I recommend that. Join in groups and try these techniques, because the more you do this, the more you understand the subspace aspects of your higher self. So you're always focusing on a target, and you want to establish contact. You want to find a cue. You want to explore all your senses: hearing, touch, taste, sight, and smell. You want to look at it from different perspectives. You want to speed through time. You want to look at it up close and feel it. And there are several categories of data that you're going to get, and you will learn as you go along. It's one of those things that it is a talent that you acquire over time going into these deep meditative states. So when at peace inwardly and generally stress-free, you perceive a target with clarity, say a light on a misty night, and you might have difficulty discerning the precise meaning and distance of a light. Under such conditions, there is nonetheless no doubt that it is a light. With experience and skill, you can perceive all sorts of details relating to a target. Just an experienced yachtsman, upon seeing the light, can soon discern the outline of the nearby coast. So it is one of those things that's a talent and a skill that you will learn. That's the best thing that I can tell you. If you choose to document your remote viewing session, it begins with sitting at a clean desk with as little outside information. If you can find a white room, which is very difficult sometimes, and the only item should be on the desk is a pen and a thick stack of white paper and a good pen that you can trust. And that's the best thing that I can recommend. One other recommendation is to avoid wearing perfumes or anything that you can smell now, which will affect what you smell, because the sense of smell when you go into a specific target can be affected by that. Most remote viewers will recommend, if you're any kind of drug user or recreational drugs or antidepressants or any sort of drug, can distort your sense of what's going on. Of course, I'm not saying don't take any prescribed medicine, but it is an aspect to consider, distortions of what you're trying to perceive. So we're going to stop it right now. Find a place to get comfortable. If you are choosing to remote view this with a pen and paper, then you should get that now. If not, just go into the meditation and just access this information in whatever way that you choose to do. You can do the beginning of the meditation and stop there whenever you want. I will leave a good chunk of time at the end of this for you to fully explore your target or visualize it in whatever way you want. So let's mark it here. Find a place to relax. Sitting is much easier to do this particular procedure. So sit comfortably in silence with your eyes closed for a few seconds to begin as you get comfortable. Now, to begin, I want you to perform a brief body massage with your own hands. Some meditation traditions recommend that the massage be executed differently for men and women. I will describe these recommendations, but it really is not clear why this is, and it's not that important. The massage begins by gently pressing the hands against the face, then upward on the top of the head and back down the neck toward the heart. All massage elements move toward and finish at the heart. Now, men continue by gently using the left hand to press and massage first the right hand. Women do the same, but they begin massaging the left hand and arm. Really massage it. And then massage up the arm. Take your time and really massage it. And back down toward the heart. Now both men and women switch arms and massage the other hand. Now massage the arm. Really massage it. Now go back toward the heart. And men, continue by massaging the right foot, and women do the same, but they begin with the left foot and leg. First, massage your right foot or left foot. Take your time with it. Now massage your leg. Really massage it. Continue toward the heart. Now switch legs and massage the other foot. And massage your leg upward. Really massage it. Take your time. Moving up toward the heart. Now, while sitting comfortably with back straight, perform a breathing technique that is called pranayama. We will begin with 10 seconds of fast pranayama. This is done using very short, gentle breaths, closing one nostril at a time after each outward and inward breath. Close the nostrils one at a time with the thumb and the middle finger of one hand. Men use their right hand, women use their left, or either one. So do this really quick. Very fast, with eyes closed. It doesn't have to be too hard. It can be rather gentle. No reason to hyperventilate or anything. Now, while sitting comfortably with the back straight. For the next 10 minutes, you will do slow pranayama, which means, just like we did before, but using normal breaths, not long or short ones, closing one nostril at a time after each outward and inward breath. So you breathe in and out on each nostril. Be sure to complete both outward first and inward breath before switching nostrils. On the exhaling breath, let the breath flow out naturally, not forcing it. The inhaling breath should take about half the time as the exhaling breath. Hold the breath after inhaling for a brief moment, a second or two. You'll get into your own routine. The entire procedure should be effortless and gentle. If you're an advanced meditator and you can spin up your Merkaba, now is a great time to do it. You can also awaken the energy centers in your body, or you can simply just focus on the breath. And for the purposes of allowing you to go into this gentle state, I will tell you once the 10 minutes are up, and then for 5 minutes you will just sit quietly and comfortably, going into a deeper level of meditation. If you have not been doing it already, just begin to breathe in this manner. I find it more effective to be gentle with your breath, to slow it down. Even though your focus is on your breath, bring your attention to your heart. And with each breath, breathe in unconditional love and light. Continue for the next 10 minutes. You're halfway through. Keep going. Now, you will activate all of your senses and go into a deep state of meditation. So move your eyes in the following directions, which correspond to different states related to your own sensory capabilities. Look up and to the left. Hold it. And down and to the left. And over and down to the right. Look up and to the right. Look straight down. Look straight up. Look straight to the right. Look straight and to the left. Sit quietly. You can gently rest your eyes at a 45-degree angle upward, or whatever is comfortable for you, and spend the next 5 minutes going into deep subspace, clearing your mind and relaxing your consciousness even more. Now, I will read the following affirmation, which is designed to closely approximate the way sequential, connected thoughts are felt telepathically, piece by piece, one thought form at a time. You can repeat this with me or share these thoughts. I am a spiritual being. Because I am a spiritual being, I'm able to perceive beyond all boundaries of time and space. My consciousness is ever present with all that is, with all that ever was, and with all that ever will be. It is in my nature as a human to be able to perceive and thus to know all there is to know. Everywhere, at all times, I seek to learn and thus to evolve. To further my own personal growth and to assist others in their growth, I direct my attention to a chosen point of existence. I observe what is there. I study it carefully. I record what I find. Now, begin to sense the details of what you intend to view. Sense the light or the dark. Is there land, mountains, water, structures? Find as much information as you can. What does it feel like? What's the temperature? Where are you? Is there any particular thing that you can see? Bring up the feeling. Explore this in as much detail as possible. Look at it from every perspective. Explore all times around this idea, this place, this thing, this person. Tune into any information that you need. And really use the next moments to gather as much information that you might need, or see what information in the future that you need. Explore Subspace. Now, I'm going to give you the following 10 minutes to explore this in any way that you want. You can stop at any point, or you can stay here and explore this in as much detail as possible. This is your own journey. This is your own seeking. And anything that you want to know is available to you. And now is your time to explore it. Now, if you want to explore something else, you can do that as well. Something completely different. Or you can explore what you were just exploring from a completely different perspective or way. For many of you, this may have been your first real exploration in remote viewing, and for others, you are experts. But slowly, that's going to change, as we all will slowly become experts in this unique ability. You can use this to explore any aspect of space and time anytime. And the more you do this, the better that you're going to get. This is just dipping your toe into the quantum subspace field all around you. Anything is possible as you continue to explore this unique and powerful capability, which I believe is just the beginning of this new earth that we're entering, where we have amazing abilities to access incredible fields of information that are beyond anything that we've ever imagined. The entire universe is at our fingertips, all of time and space. Can you imagine the things that we are about to discover? Welcome to the reality revolution.